Alright, so you're probably wondering what we're doing here. Here in my basement, we're gonna make some YouTube content today. A lot of people wondered with the X56, like, what do I do with the mode switches in Microsoft Flight Simulator? It's basically what I've done. I've turned it here into a three-way switch where you can control your speed, your heading, and your altitude. It's basically what you'll do, and I'll edit in some video of the actual control screen. But you encode the button as a button press, so you would switch it back and forth as you select it. So you get speed, heading, and altitude, and then whatever is selected, you could use one of these switches on the side to go up and down, which is what I did, what I preferred. Or you could use the scroll wheel, pretty much an unlimited scroll wheel on the end. I tried using the scroll wheel on the end, but it didn't really work that well because it only go up in one increment at a time, and it was really time consuming. Whereas if you use the switch, it would go up in like thousands at a time if you held it down. It was a lot quicker, a lot more intuitive. So just something to keep in mind with these mode switches, because a lot of people weren't really able to figure out what they wanted to do, and I didn't really see any videos on YouTube giving me any guidance. So I was just playing around, and that's what I figured out, and that's what works for me. Maybe it'll work for you.
Like I said in the open, we're going to talk about how to get your mode switches to correspond to your speed, your heading, and your altitude. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go in here to the controls options. You can see I got a bunch of stuff connected here. I got pedals, I got my orb weaver, but we're going to go over to the throttle. And if we see here, so joystick 34, you see it's going to reference that mode switch. And then joystick button 20 and 22 is going to reference this mini stick here. So when I click up, it's going to increase the airspeed. When I click down, it's going to decrease the airspeed. So basically, anytime this 34 is selected, see, I just clicked off of it. So now I go back onto it. So mode 1 is button 34. Anytime that button is selected and I click on the mini stick, either up or down, it's going to change our reference airspeed. We'll go back to the sim here and I'll show you. So I have mode 1 selected, clicking up, and if I hold it in, it's going to go up quickly. If I hold it down, it's going to go down quickly. So the same thing applies. We'll switch over to mode 2. I have it configured. So we'll go heading, up and down, and then finally mode 3. It's going to change our altitude up for us. Goes up nice and quick. You can click it, get your 100 increments, or you hold it down and go up or down, make big changes pretty quickly. I'd imagine you could select anything really with this if you wanted to do radios, if you wanted it to do other stuff. I had another thought with these mode switches too. You could go to different phases of flight. Maybe you select mode 1 and you have that to be your taxi settings where you control lighting and other functions, and then maybe your middle switch is for cruise, controlling autopilot functions, stuff like that, or once you're up in the air. And mode 3 maybe for your descent or approach. If you wanted to do it that way, that would be a great way to do it too. But really, we'll just go back in and I'll show you how to configure. We'll get back into it here. So we'll search by input and I'll just click back up into that. So now we'll just do an example here. So you want to select it and then select whatever button you wanted to push in addition to it, because this is pretty much like a setting switch. Let's see. Got to be careful with this mini stick, it's very touchy. But in order to come off of it and actually validate it, you got to come off the mode switch. You got to switch the other mode switch. So we'll try it again. Get it right this time. Up. There we go. So now I'm going to come down off of it. We're going to validate. So there it is. See your 20 and 22 up and down. So 34 is mode 1, 35 is mode 2. Come off of it. Come off of that again here, I'll show you. And 36 finally will be mode 3 for your altitude and or even whatever else you wanted to control. So this is just an idea with the mode switches. I didn't really see a lot of information out there. What we could actually do with the mode switches on the Logitech X56. I'm really pretty happy with it. It gets a lot of hate on YouTube, but it's really done everything I've wanted it to do. I've had a lot of the controllers. I had the Thrustmaster Airbus. I have the Velocity 1, which I do like the Velocity 1. But I just wanted something different to fly different kinds of planes. And so this X56 joystick and throttle is a nice addition to what I was using with the Velocity 1. I'll try and make some videos with the Velocity 1 too if you guys wanted to check that out. Make comments, suggestions. You can do other stuff with the X56. You can do stuff with the Orb Weaver too. Use that to control views and stuff, kind of like you would with a Stream Deck. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you out.